Hello, hello, everybody.
It's movie. Yeah, so what does Nardo look like? Big old kitty.
You didn't have your references ready already?
Maybe. It's Nargacuga, he's just a cat. Some spikes.
Then just slap a picture of a cat up there.
I wonder if I should leave Boogie out for a minute? Let me calibrate these cats, they look crazy.
Straight faces, straight faces.
Okay. Everybody gonna miss the Boogie. But I should get started.
I'm telling you, if we're not like 7:40, if we're not like 10 or 15 minutes late, folks don't know what to do.
Yeah, we're actually on time, look at us. Okay. Well, we'll just start drawing Narga on top of Boogie.
The chat is ready to display messages.
But are we ready for the chat to do so?
I'll be glad when the chat starts to do so, because then I can shake off the grogginess from the nap.
So what happens when you do a slap right before the stream?
Hmm?
So what happens when you do a slap right before the stream?
It's fine.
He's got a beak and teeth.
And fur.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Tony, what's going on? We are doing quite well, thank you. Hope you're doing good. I forgot about this Monster Hunter 4 music. It's so lively.
I like it.
Just hanging out in the gathering hub. This Monster Hunter music's nice and relaxing too. It's like a almost it's got like a smooth Italy sound to it. Oh, Tony says nice boogie art.
Thank you. Normally we're kind of late, so.
Oh, are you drawing Narga in the background?
Yeah, I should probably hide the Boogie now.
Is Poogie gonna be? Is Narga gonna be petting Poogie?
We're gonna be doing the 8. Let's see.
So are you gonna be doing this Narga art like close up?
I'm probably gonna shrink this.
Oh, you are gonna shrink it.
I don't really like the shape of his face there. I should have started with the beak.
Bye bye, Narga.
Goodbye. I'm gonna get rid of this. Too distracting.
I can't draw Poogie up on the screen.
Makes me nervous.
What, you feel like you got that Poogie petting pressure?
Man, it every time I start petting him, I immediately get distracted, and then he hates me.
Gotta hit that timing just right. I should do a little research and see if they ever did actually like data mine or figure out if Poogie does affect anything like concrete. If petting him actually does do so.
I swear it does.
Maybe it's just been a Poogie placebo for all these years.
You think Poogie's gonna work? Gotta believe.
Hey Rick, how's it going? Everything's going well with us. Hope everything's good with you.
I need to lean back so cat can pick me up.
Oh, Tony's asking what monsters we're excited for.
Well, I'm glad they're adding Narga because he's my favorite. But let's see.
I'm pretty excited about Barioth. I'm glad to see Barioth coming back.
Yeah.
And Glavenus is another big one for me.
Yeah, I'm pumped to see him in the Monster Hunter World graphics. Because he's got some cool effects of his tail.
Hey Dave, what's going on? Oh yeah, the Poogie. That's like her little doodle that she does. She always does a little doodle for most of these in the beginning of it. It's just we always shift.
Warm up or some nonsense?
Yeah, like a warm up picture, but we always shift over to it so quickly that usually that picture is usually kind of missed.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with it because it's like if I leave it up on the screen, I'm not doing anything.
Oh yeah, the Moss Swine event coming back. That'll be fun. That we haven't seen that one in over a year now.
This beak is weird.
I actually really liked the Moss Swine event. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Fighting a Moss Swine, it's like the lowest, like easiest fodder monster in the game. Like all of a sudden now can one-shot you. Oh yeah, unfortunately. So Twitch isn't working tonight? That's weird, because when we were doing the logins for all of our restream stuff, I noticed Twitch was really, really slow, so maybe Ninja leaving Twitch broke it. Maybe they decided to throw in the towel or something.
Forget this whole website.
I wonder how Mixer's servers are adapting to all of his audience going over there. Mixer was doing pretty well to begin with, as far as streaming servers go, but this might be a little loud. But, I'm pretty sure they're really busy now. We need to get our Mixer stuff figured out. I need to just log in and actually change all the login details. Really? So it says you can't participate in the chat? Huh, that sounds like some issue on their side. Twitch has always had some like weird, like they always have little weird problems. YouTube's only major issue that it's ever really had is the fact that its latency is horrible. It's like, I think 15 to 30 seconds of latency, something like that. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that's awful.
Oh yeah, Rick's over there, so I guess... Huh. Maybe it was just having a moment, like a brain fart. It was having a stream fart.
Oh, embarrassing.
The Creative Cloud? Oh, that's that open source thing, isn't it? It's got like it's kind of like a smorgasbord of all sorts of open source software and material. Is there a charge for it, Dave? Like, I've heard of it. A couple of my friends that use different creation softwares have mentioned it before, but I've never looked into it myself. Might be something to look into. Twitch is having the hiccups. Someone needs to get Twitch a coffee. Twitch is taking a nap on everybody. Oh, it's an Adobe subscription. I thought it was open source. What am I thinking of? The guys, I've heard them mention something that it's like an open source, like a kind of like a flea market where a bunch of people that have open source software they've designed, they get it all together and you can go through it all. Adobe's good stuff though. That must be fun.
Yeah, they got good software.
They have expensive software.
Yeah, I used to use it, but they expired.
I remember when I worked at Fry's Electronics, like that's what most of what anyone wanted. It was either antivirus or Adobe stuff. Everything else might as well have been. We had the occasional customer over here and there that would actually want to buy a PC game, like in a box. And that's just kind of weird because PC games, you just don't really go and buy those anymore. You just hop on Steam or whatever and boom, you're done. But we actually did carry like in the box PC games up until I think 2010, 2011, something like that.
Oops.
Ooh, 40% off on the subscription sounds pretty nice. What's the normal like cost on one of those subs? May rifle around the web a little bit later and see if I can find one of them coupons.
Yeah, 'cause Adobe's good stuff. Create is great for a free program and all, but it's missing some things.
If you guys hear what sounds like digging around, I don't know why, but Porsche is like pulling everything in creation out from under our couch right now.
What is she doing?
I don't know. She's like on a mission. She thinks that there's something under there, so she's just pulling out everything. Like, what is that she just pulled out? It's like an...
It looks like a little TV. Oh.
How did she even get that out of there?
I don't know. I'm thinking probably weighs as much as she does.
Oh, 20. That's not bad for a yearly sub. Does that give you access to all of their suite, or just certain parts of it? $50 a month though is quite a bit. Everything. Okay. So if you want to get a hold of that coupon somewhere, go check Groupon for it. Get that Adobe on Groupon! I doubt they would have anything software related.
I mean, you never know. I remember this one.
I remember this song too. Holy crap. I'll be honest, I forgot this was a Monster Hunter song. Yeah, I bet that sounds like a lot of fun. Whenever you get access to a bunch of new software, that's like being a kid again. Getting access, it's like, hey, you just got a whole bunch of toys for Christmas. You know, I think Monster Hunter Tri and Monster Hunter 4 had some of the best music. Like as far as like just kind of chill.
Yeah, I love the hub
Easygoing
music
music.
in 3.
Oh, Tony. Hey, Mark, what's going on?
Woohoo!
Tony, you had asked us what monsters we're excited about. What monsters are you excited to see? I think my biggest one is probably going to be Glavenus and Barioth. So far, from what they've announced, I'm really hoping all the monsters in that poster are brought to us because there's quite a few on there. I'd really like to see the Fatalis make a comeback.
It'd be pretty fun to see Genoka again.
In Monster Hunter Tri, one of my favorite things, it had one of my favorite NPCs. You guys remember the dude who did the shop? Like,
oh yeah, I remember that guy.
he had an afro. Oh, wait, no, maybe he didn't
No,
have
he
an
had
afro.
like a big Jamaican type
Yeah,
hat.
yeah, he had the Rasta hat, and whenever you'd walk up to him, he would like, "Heebaloodawah, heebaloodawah." Had like the best line in the game. I love the Monster Hunter language. Oh, well, thank you, Mark. I mean, you didn't have to wake yourself up, but I appreciate it.
You probably had to wake up to do this.
I had to wake up to do this, too. That's why I'm a little bit quiet right now. I'm trying to shake off that nap. Holy crap. It was only like 20 minutes, but... Oh, it was one of those naps that was real good. Like, it pulled you in. Like, you don't want to leave it. It's almost like when someone wakes you up from a really good nap, it's almost like they're trying to like take your child away. It's like, no, I gotta go back.
Portia was in your lap, like, yes. You don't need to wake up. You stay slept with me.
Oh, Tony, so you're excited for Nargacuga as well? Tigrex, do we have any plans to draw Tigrex?
Oh, Tigrex would be fun.
I think we were thinking about that one for next week, actually, because Tigrex is one of the big ones. Tigrex is an important monster in Monster Hunter for me personally. because when I decided to pick up the greatsword, I've always been a gun lance and lance person, but I actually decided when they first introduced Tigrex back in 2, Portable 2, that's when I decided to give greatsword a try. And Tigrex, I remember he was the opponent that I chose to practice greatsword because he was really fast. I figured if I was going to get good at greatsword, I should fight something that would be good against greatsword, a fast opponent. And if I could get to where I could beat him, then I should be pretty skilled to play online. And, yeah. I remember that was an interesting few days. Me and Tigrex had a lot of crazy interaction during that bit of time. I got pretty good with the greatsword. Got pretty good at, dying too.
I think everyone that plays Monster Hunter is pretty good at that one.
Ah, so you're a graduated screamer now, Dave. That's good to hear. You said your coaching lessons are normally Tuesdays and Thursdays, Dave, I think you said? And yeah, Tony, we agree with you. The excitement for Iceborne is definitely real.
Yeah, man, we can't wait.
Well, that's a cool technique for your coach to do to spurn you on. So he took your own scream and compressed it and sent it back to you, so that way you could hear how good it was. That's a really cool idea. With me, though, I can't stand to hear myself talk. Like, if Sash starts playing one of our videos by accident or something, and I hear my voice, I'm like, no, turn it off. Burn it.
I don't get it.
Wow, so your brother's in France, Rick? Man, that's pretty nice. So you're telling me he's going to be in France for the next 2 weeks, and he gets to come back pretty much to Monster Hunter, because he'll be coming back right around when Iceborne drops.
I think that's kind of how it was when Monster Hunter World came out. Like, when we got back from Japan, it was going to be coming out?
Not quite. We came back in November, so we came back right before Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out.
Oh.
But then it was January for Monster Hunter World.
Oh, damn. It was cool to see all the advertisement in Japan for it.
Mark's saying there's a game called The Cycle that looks cool. If you want, Mark, you can share one of the trailers over to the Discord, and I'll take a look at it later on. I'm always up for looking at new games.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot coming out. There's actually, honestly, way too much coming out.
Yeah, I can't handle it.
I wish they could have released some of it earlier in August. You have to learn to fry scream? Let's see. So what is a fry scream? Sorry, I'm not very well versed in screaming. I mean, drill come from a military family, so like drill sergeant screaming I'm familiar with. Oh, that Weeaboo metal song. I remember that. That was actually really funny. I like that one, and what are they? The Batman metal songs. I love the Bat metal songs. Oh, so it's a game that already came out, Mark? So fry scream is when you scream with your vocal cords closed. Oh, that sounds actually really hard. Tony, we've been kind of doing our own thing, playing mostly. Honestly, we've been playing a bit of older stuff. We've been doing a little bit of prep work on Monster Hunter World, but not too much just yet. We've already got all the stuff that the spring and the summer event, and I think even the winter event have to offer.
I thought I did, but turns out I got nothing because I forgot I lost my data.
Oh, right, your data. Crap.
So I should really be working on trying to get those again.
I keep forgetting that you lost your data. Yeah, Sash, we had a hard drive failure on her PS4 last year, and she did lose all of her data at one point. I completely forgot about that crap.
And yes, I already missed out on the spring one. Screwed up.
Oh, Bullet for My Valentine has a really good sound. I like the way they do things. Building up your throat with compression exercise. That sounds tough. I wonder if any of the singers out there use like those filter masks, the ones like you normally use. A lot of the guys, well, like the crazy workout guys use for the ones that inhibit your breathing and actually make it to where you have to utilize your lungs more to breathe properly. It's supposed to be crazy cardio, but I bet something like that could be used for the same purpose of like strengthening your lungs or your cords for like singing.
Maybe.
Oh, so you say the vowels really fast. I know there's an exercise that actually has it to where you say, I think it consists of you saying vowels and stuff, but you strum them out, like you actually drag them out. Kind of like rolling R's or something, but more like you carry out the sound with your voice as long as you can. Sounds like the reverse of that. Oh yeah, Tony, we cannot wait for the endemic life. As soon as we get into the new areas, we're gonna be like, basically it's gonna be like, hey guys, go kill this Banbaro, or go kill this, that, and then we're gonna be like, we're just gonna go out into the Hoarfrost Waste, looking at the ground, looking at the sky. We're gonna be looking at everything except for Banbaro. He's gonna show up and we're gonna be like, hold up, there's a beetle over here. Hey, audio, what's going on? I think I need to turn my cat.
Just like it.
There we go. Now I can actually look straight. I had him turn the wrong way, so I was like having to twerk my head over the wrong way to actually look straight at the screen.
I've done put all his cool wings, spikes and stuff. Totally out the picture. Forget your wings.
Oh, Mark, you finished your cake. How was it?
Cake.
How fluffy was it? That's the important part.
Ask some real questions.
Hey, Tony, for the endemic life, I think it'd actually be kind of fun if they had some endemic life that were actually on the monsters. Like if there were like certain like endemic life that yeah, like how the crake was, how the crakes could hang out on the moss swine,
yeah,
or the other fodder. But think like actual monsters. Like think if like Bonbro, he's got the antlers. So like, what if there were like crakes that hung out on his head or something like that, or like since they have the new clutch claw, Like, say if you could get onto a monster's back or somewhere, and then you jump, and you'd have like a brief second to like fire a net at some endemic life that's living on their back or something. What if Narga had fleas that were so big and cute, you wanted to bring them home and pet them? Basically. Narga's got crabs. Let's get those. Bring them home and throw them all over your house. Very fluffy and delicious. That's how every cake needs to be. When it comes to cake with me, I have two settings. I either really like cake to be very, like, small, but dense. You know how some cakes are, like, really, really dense? Like, they're super not fluffy. They're really dense. Like, I like them to be, like, either that.
Like pound cake?
That's, yeah, kind of like pound cake. I like pound cake, or, like, if it's a chocolate cake, I prefer it to be a dense cake as far as the texture. If it's not chocolate, I prefer it to be open and fluffy, like an angel food cake. And I want it to be super fluffy. Not quite cotton candy fluffy, but that's good too. But angel food is like way up there for me. I have no business eating angel food cake though. Oh, dense cake makes you think it was burnt. I just like dense, as long as it's one of my least favorite words, moist. Dense cakes that are moist, they're really good.
I have no problem with moist. I don't need it.
But I like fluffy cakes that are dry. So I either like really thick chocolate cake or pound cake, angel food cake. That's like it. Fireworks in Costa del Sol. Oh, they're getting ready for the what is it? The summer event.
Mhm.
The Moonfire Fair, I think is what it's called.
I wonder what they're gonna have this time. Usually a new swimsuit. And one time they gave us a splashy moat. Oh, you already told me the pool.
Can you imagine, Tony, if you go into a mission, you run up to a monster, smack it in the face with a net, get the pet, and then you're like, okay, return, and then you just leave with your new pet, and the monster's like, the heck? Didn't you come to fight? I mean, it's good it's good that I'm not gonna die, but dang, I feel kind of bad. You only want me for my fleas. So what endemic lives have been shown so far? We've seen those dung beetles, the ones that push the snow around.
Mm-hmm. Monkeys.
Yeah, the hot spring. They call them monkeys, but they don't look like monkeys to me. They look like
squirrels.
Yeah, they either look like squirrels or like really, really furry, like lemurs. But I think they are supposed to be, because there's actually there's actually real monkeys that go and pick like oolong tea leaves and stuff that go to hot springs.
Is that the same ones? I thought they just trained some monkeys to pick oolong, but there are monkeys that like hot springs. I don't think it's the same monkeys. I don't know.
Alright, audio, we'll check it out later on.
And who I gotta kill to find a picture of a pelico crouching?
Oh, you're playing Apex Legend, Mark? I heard they were adding like a solo mode temporarily next week. I haven't looked at the details though, but that seems kind of weird. Like, how is solo in a battle royale shooter gonna work? Or did they just mean no teams? You know what? I'm stupid. They probably just meant no teams. It's like real, true battle royale, not like a single player mode. I kind of glazed over the article, but I was thinking for a brief while there. I was like, why? What would it do? But yeah, I'm sure they just take out the team mode, so. As far as the Endemic life, though, I think that's the majority of what we found. The Wolgs, but you can't really capture the Wolgs from what I've seen. I'm really hoping that we actually run into some Wolg babies, like little Wolg puppies. I think they might take over my house if they end up actually being an Endemic life, though. Can you imagine a whole bunch of badger babies running around your house?
That'd be fantastic.
I'd have badger babies and cactuars. That'd be it. Yeah, the new Gathering Hub looks awesome. And the fact that you do have the interaction, I think you're right there, Tony. The new interactions, the fact you can play around in the hot springs. There's like that slide that you can play with. Your Palico, you can like do stuff with your Palico in there. All that should hopefully draw some people to the Gathering Hub. Because most people, like if you look at the Gathering Hub the way it is right now, it's inconvenient because you can't access all the features that you can access in the town. That's why people are having, that's why they don't bother going into the Gathering Hub. Oh, Pororo, what's going on? What is the new Eden Oh, the new Eden Savage Mountain. It's that Dragon Ball looking the vehicle that we used to get across the desert in that segment, right? That bathtub kind of thing. Yeah, I could see everyone being Wraith in solo mode, because then you could actually pick her. Plural, you're asking the new character in Smash? I'm not certain who it is. I don't really keep up. Or is it Dragon? Is it the hero from Dragon Quest? Yeah, the Luminary? I haven't gotten a chance to try him, so I have no idea. No, we don't have the Fighter's Pass, unfortunately. It's actually, as far as Smash Bros. Goes, we mostly play it with friends. We actually have a friend that has the Fighter's Pass, so we all kind of piggyback on his stuff when we all go over there and get together. We play, we just play all the characters, and he pretty much keeps everything unlocked all the time. MHIB, Mark? Or MHLB? I'm not sure. Man, that nap really killed my focus. I'm trying to wake up, but good lord. Oh, Arts. Tony says, looking good even though it's not colored.
Tink.
Oh, you're drawing the cat early too.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be kind of funny to have him doing a similar pose.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. And yep, Tony, the reason that the art stream exists for the most part is so Sash here could practice her art skills.
Yes.
It forces her to practice at least one major picture a week. Oh, Monster Hunter Iceborne. I should have been able to figure that out, Mark. I don't know why. You know, sometimes you get up and it's just like your body's there, but your brain's like trying to catch up. I'm usually really good with power naps. I can usually conk out for like 10 minutes and then I'm good. Sometimes not so much. But yeah, about the cat, usually you throw the cat in last, like after everything.
Yeah, I was thinking I would try to maybe incorporate him into the picture a little better.
You're professional in drawing stick figures, Tony? Same here, my friend, same here. Spent a great many years putting stick figures to all kinds of work on paper.
It's the best picture I could find of a pelican crouching.
Hmm.
But they're in like a mask. I can't tell what's going on with their neck. I guess I should put him in some gear.
He doesn't have to be in any gear. I mean, you could throw some on, like maybe do something simple, like what's that one piece where the barrel is on his back? You could do that. Yeah, there's the I think it's the acorn gear, where he's just got a barrel on his back. Oh, this is the Monster Hunter World Festival music, the Gathering Hub Festival music. Yeah, I was gonna ask if you've been to any of our streams before, Tony, because I didn't recognize your name, but we have a few people that have kind of switched around on names, and we actually have quite a few viewers that just kind of watch. They don't really interact so much, I guess, being shy or whatever. But welcome to the stream. It's good to have you, Tony. I'm usually much more of a conversationalist than this. I'm trying to find my brain right now. Have they showed the new arm wrestling area in the new hub? I think they have. That's actually one of my favorite pastimes, mess around with the arm wrestling. Yeah, it's good to have you here, Tony. I figured you've definitely been sub for a while, though, if you remember our Endemic Life videos. It's been over a year since, I think, our last one. No, Kul Taroth, I think, was the last time we did some, but yeah, it's been like a year. That was our favorite series for Monster Hunter. Some of them were pretty challenging, though. There were some that took a lot of time. The Bristly Crakes was probably one of the worst.
And I think getting the coelacanth or whatever fishy.
Oh yeah, he was pretty rough too.
Yeah, I think he gave you a ton of trouble. Like we had to do like 30 or something runs, and then mine was really easy, or maybe it was the other way around.
Petty the Penguin versus Thanos. That's a pretty interesting request. We can see we've got quite a few requests piling up, but we'll see what we've got. Right now we're doing the Monster Hunter set every week, and then we actually have a commission or two for once. But we'll get to that after the whole Monster Hunter thing. But yeah, we will be getting back to the requests at some point. Petty versus Thanos seems like a funny one to do. Seems like a bit of a one-sided battle. Like, what would Petty can't even use the glove, the gauntlet.
Does she fight?
No, I would think not. But she could kill him with cuteness. I don't know, though. He might just throw her off a cliff.
Ouch.
I'm sorry, little one. Yep, exactly what Mark said. To anyone who's shy, feel free to speak up if you ever like to.
If that's not your thing, though, you don't have to.
Yep, I can definitely feel you there. I know what it's like to not want to talk but kind of listen. Every here and there I like to do it. Get with a bunch of friends, and sometimes you're just kind of like, I'll just listen to you guys. Oh, it's more of the Monster Hunter Festival music.
I'll make this a minute so I don't have to put gear on them.
Yeah, Tsuchinoko was a really tricky one for a lot of people. We heard we got lucky. I actually found like 3 Tsuchinokos in one run once. Like, it was one of the most cooperative endemic lives for me, was the little burrito snake. But I remember some folks in the comments actually saying it took them like 20 or so runs to get one to show up near one of the cannons. Oh, I'm kind of the same, Dave. If I don't like, I used to have a good habit. Like, as soon as I get home from work, I'd be right in the shower. But I don't know. At some point, I just kind of dropped it. And I would get home and I would actually wash my hands, my face, and kind of rinse myself off in the sink. And then get to playing or watching something. And then I would take a shower, like, right before bed. But yeah. Anytime we have to climb telephone poles at work, though, I make sure as soon as I get home, straight in the shower, because that stuff's bad. We get filthy. So Sash handed me the tablet. Let's see. I like the way the cat's looking. The cat's kind of got this look on its face, like he looks like one of those the classic case of the little guy who's got a really big buff friend that's following him around. So like if anyone came up and tried to start anything with him, he'd be like, "Yeah, you can talk to my buddy up here." Hey, Natsu, what's going on? Good to see you, man. How's everything been going with you? Everything at work good?
Thank you.
You're a beast, Mark? What did you do? What did you succeed with? Or are you a cake making beast? Yeah, Tony, that we were actually wondering that too. Like we were scouring the video footage to see if we could like find any in the background. We're hoping we can find some ahead of time, but that's one of the most fun things about like with World, we had a blast hunting down the endemic life.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest new things they added.
I think the first one we ever found was the rainbow beetle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like we were actually fighting I think it was just a great Jagras or an Anjanath, and Sash found him. She was like, "What is this?" We were in the middle of a fight, and she's all like, "Holy crap, what is this? Come over and look at it." And we just dropped fighting the monster and went over to look at this bug and catch it.
Was it me or Jose that found it?
It might have been Jose. One of you, because we were all in a hunt together.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to disastrous Dave, to my wallet, I'd say lots of disasters happen. Natural disasters. They're all natural. Nothing unnatural. The cat looks like he hired Nargacuga as his personal bodyguard.
I want Pet Narga. He looks fun to ride.
Man, Mark, I envy you being actually good at those kind of games. I love to play shooters, but I am horrible at them. My fit is, I'm definitely a better fit for games like Monster Hunter, something more fantasy with like more melee. Aiming is not my strong suit. Just one elevator, Natsu? Are you in a, like, are you up on a high floor, or is it the kind of place where you can, like, take the stairs?
It's a fitness challenge kind of day. If stairs are your friend.
I remember, so, we'd have days where we had to go work at complexes, you know, installing wiring, pulling wiring and such. And many complexes would have just stairs, or they'd be really tall. I remember my worst day was probably, I was on the 37th floor of a building, and the elevator went out. And I had to go to my truck to get some gear. So I went down, and it went out right after I left there. So I leave, take the elevator down, go out to my truck, and when I come back, the guy that's in the front, there's a maintenance due to the elevator. He's like, yeah, it's down. You're gonna have to take the stairs. So for the rest of the day, it was just me, and every time I realized I forgot like a screwdriver or something, was like the worst thing ever. I thought I was gonna die by the end of the day. I strike you as a Call of Duty veteran, Mark? In Call of Duty, I wouldn't strike you at all with anything, except for the knife. I would be someone who'd... You'd be like, who's this dude trying to sneak up on me with a knife? I'm no good when it comes to aiming whatsoever. It sounds like you made some pretty cool purchases, though, Dave. SSDs are kind of an addiction thing. Like, once you buy an SSD, you kind of want to get more. Oh, you have to bring carts up and down elevators. Ooh, that sounds a bit worse than what I had to deal with. You never felt so judged, Dave? I've done that on many occasions. Like, actually, we went to go get some cosplay supplies at a TNT Cosplay here in Irving, and we weren't aware, because we made an online order and did in-store pickup, and we went and we weren't aware that it was actually a storefront. You actually walk around and buy stuff. So once we were in there, I was like, oh crap, why is this a storefront? Now I can actually see and hold things, and yeah, I think I made like 3 different purchases because I kept finding more stuff to get. And yeah, Tony, after that day of no elevator, because some of our jobs are pretty rough, like the jobs that we have to actually climb, we have to gaff a telephone pole, those were pretty rough days. But 37 floors of stairs is no joke. I'd say I'd rather take a telephone pole over that. The carts are taller than you, Natsu, so is it like food service? Because I remember when I used to work, I used to work for a food delivery service, but not like pizza delivery. I did that as well, but we did like a catering food service. So we'd have to like get pallet jacks of massive amounts of food and take them up to different places and stock like huge galleys and kitchens. I was just wondering if it was maybe something similar to that. Ooh, Bose headphones? Man, we love some Bose around here.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to sound, that's one area that I really can't make. Like, I'll find cheap versions of a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to electronics or stuff. But when it comes to sound, that's one area that I can't really sacrifice anything. Even though I can only hear out of one ear. Mercy! What's going on? We've got Mercy in the house. And Ragnar nowhere to be seen.
Oh, you're right.
How are you doing, Mercy? It is really good to see you. We've been missing you around here. I need to pull up the YouTube on my iPad here because I'm trying to. If I've missed any of your comments, I apologize. I've been using the on-screen comments, and they're horrible. Like my chat disappears so fast. Let me pull it up real quick so I can actually like scroll through the chat. Oh, it's a health center, Natsu, you actually told me that before. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah. So you're probably having to deal with a lot of stuff, actually. So you do work in the kitchen, so your work's probably pretty similar to that job that I had. Oh yeah, I did miss a comment by Dave. New season of Attack on Titan dropped. Oh, you had a collector's edition of something drop on you. We're pretty experienced with that, aren't we? When you got no money, it's like, hey, your order just shipped. Wait, shipped?
I'm sorry, what?
And then you go and check your bank account, and it's like, oh, it shipped all right. Dang, ow. There we go. Now I shouldn't miss any comments. So this video's like playing like all the Monster Hunter festivals in a row.
Yeah.
I think it even played them in the seasonal sequence. So wow, we've got Natsu and Mercy here. So man, all we need now is Ragnar to show up and Abdul, and then we'll have like
All the OGs?
yeah. So since Mercy's here, guys, I've got to try and see if I can get a hold of some Milo for the camera.
Oh, you're right. Man, I haven't seen Milo.
Yeah, I think he's been hanging out downstairs. Like, I think he discovered that there's always food down there, so now he's just been down there. Yeah, Furball as well, Mark. I haven't seen Furball in a long time. I hope Furball's doing good.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I think it's like with Mercy. Furball is in, Furball's not in Korea. Furball, I think, is in Switzerland? I know right now, though, it's like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. for Furball. Yeah, that Cyberpunk Collector's Edition, I was really fighting with myself on whether or not to try and fight to get that Collector's Edition. I went ahead and skipped out on it, though.
Yeah, it was expensive.
Yeah, $300. That and Death Stranding are probably the two biggest ones coming up. So Furball was in Japan then? Okay, thanks, Mark. Man, Mark, you've got like an iron memory. Willow's in Japan as well. I hope Willow's doing well. Willow's dropped in a bit more recently, though. I think we saw Willow, was it last week? The week before?
I forget. I don't think they were in the last one, but I think it was the one before.
Yeah, and Willow's spoken with me in the comments for a couple of videos in the past too, so. But when we don't see you guys for a while, we get worried. So, even if you're not able to make it to the streams very often, you could always drop us a line in one of the comments when we drop a video. That way we'll know that you're good. If you can't go to the Discord. So, as far as Milo, do we have any treats we could shake to lure him in?
I think they may all be downstairs.
So the treats are downstairs. Milo's downstairs. I think there's some easy math there.
He knows.
Are you telling me the internet has run out of Monster Hunter music and it's gone to Final Fantasy?
What? How did this happen?
Oh, you changed the cat a little bit. You made him look like one of the Mellings.
Yeah, I didn't want to put gear on him, so.
So you made sure that he looks like one of the more unique cats. Well, that's a good idea, though.
How can I not put gear on this cat? Oh, put him on a gear on this cat. Make him a gear on this cat. Success.
Oh, you put Robot up on eBay? Man, I remember Robot. That is a bit of anime manga history there. So, Mercy, what has been going on with you? Is everything good? I know you, are you still in Japan yourself right now? And Monster Cat's good stuff, Mark. I like to listen to Monster Cat.
Oh, yeah, me too. Great workout music.
I think he was now I think about it, I think he's referring to the Mellings, though, not Monster Cat, as in the electronic music.
Oh. Yeah, might be right.
I wonder if Robot is something that they would think to, like, reapproach. I think it'd be cool if they ever, like, did something like a theatrical event for older anime stuff. Oh, man, Dave. As far as being cultured, I can't claim to be that in the slightest. My friend Jose is probably the biggest source of metal in my life. And one of the biggest things with me is I'm horrible with band names. I can enjoy music all day, but I can't remember the name of a band or a singer or anything for the life of me. Now, I do like some Suicidal Tendencies, though. Not the real thing, but the band. But oh man, I'd have to jog my memory on. Yeah, nothing's coming to mind. No, I wish I could be a little more cultured. With me, it's really more like when it comes to music, I just kind of listen to stuff from like all around the world. And if I like it, I like it, but I almost never remember, like I said, like names of bands, singers, and all that. I've got little to no hard drive space for it.
Didn't Incubus used to be the middle?
Nah. Well, I think Dave's talking like actual metal. There's the difference between like what a lot of people think metal is, like the hard rock. A lot of people think that, or just any kind of screaming. But no, then there's the difference. There's actual metal. Now, if we had Jose in the chat, though, Jose and Dave could probably have a really good, extensive conversation on this topic. Because he's going to concerts. Jose goes to concerts like all week. And Mercy, sorry, I wasn't meaning to skip your comment there. We are doing quite well lately. we're picking up a few new things. Trying to get things ramped up on the channel for Monster Hunter Iceborne. As far as real life goes, we're learning like cosplay techniques. We're actually gonna give that a go. We're gonna try dressing up, go to a few conventions, maybe advertise the channel a little bit. So yeah, just trying to pick up a new hobby, and it seems really cool, honestly. If you actually stop and watch some of the tutorials on YouTube, like the techniques, it's like it's definitely a real craft. And Tony, yeah, that's kind of how I am. Like if I really get into something, I'm one of those people that I'll sing along to just about anything. The what is it? An app like Shazam for someone like me who can't remember the names of bands or anything. It's like perfect. Like I have to have it. Otherwise, I'd never be able to find any song that I liked ever again. Oh yeah, Mark, Ned's not here at the moment, but Ned usually shows up a little bit later. I think Tuesday nights are probably a busy time for her, so maybe it's like a family night or something.
And sometimes the YouTube notifications don't work in our favor.
Oh, Dave, I remember the groups that you just mentioned. I think Jose's mentioned, he's the one who's talked to me about those before. Let me send him a message. Maybe he's not busy, because you guys would probably get along swimmingly. Our profile? Oh, yeah, we got new channel art, Mercy. Sasha went to the trouble of drawing us a new channel picture, so we do have that. We're going to be redoing the banner as well here soonish.
Someday.
Yeah. We're just trying to figure out or nail down all the details for it. We want it to be something that fits the channel as well as fits the other part of the art that we have. The bubble, what is it? The profile picture, yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't make the cat look so worried.
Yeah, I Prevail. That's definitely one I know I've heard him talk about. I've probably heard some of their stuff because most of what I actually listen to as far as metal is concerned comes from Jose. But we have a strong metal presence here in Texas. A lot of local bands. And he's really big into the local scene, so he's going to different concerts like twice a week sometimes. So you drew one of the Malinxes that's got the little, he's got the big furry puff around his neck.
Mm-hmm. The poof.
If that's one of their big ones, probably. I know why my brain's not working tonight. I don't have any pickles.
Pickle powered.
Yes, pickle powered. Oh, and as far as your comment earlier, Dave, yeah, I'm the same. Uh, I'm not big on country. That's due to some personal things. My dad was not the easiest guy to get along with as a kid, and his favorite type of music was older traditional country, which is, pretty much the sad stuff, like the rock. That's my dad's the reason I don't like country. Rap. There actually are some rappers I can really get behind, especially recently. Not all of it though. My biggest thing I probably can't seem to get myself into though is like gospel music. Like gospel is one thing I couldn't get into. Now I can get into the choir from gospel, but not so much like the rest of it. Mercy wants to see Milo, so let me go see if I can find that big boy. Yeah, soul music, man. Now that's something I can really get into. Like, honestly, blues and disco is probably one of my favorite types of music. I'm probably gonna sound ancient, but man, can I get behind some like blues, disco, or ska. I love trumpets. I love brass music. Any kind of brass instruments. So ska is like a big one for me. Uh, yeah. Oh, Red Dead had some really good tracks.
Yeah, that was one for music.
Yeah, you'd think I would like Devil Joe more more than I do since I love pickles, but yeah, Devil Joe's not so much my favorite. Oh yeah, Russian dance and piano pop are good too. Russian dance can like hit beats that no other genre ever can hit though. Like they'll just like pull movement out of you no matter how you could be like the most reserved person in the world about dancing and Russian dance will get you to want where you want to move. Alright, so since Mercy wants to see the Milo, give me just a few minutes, guys. I will be right back. You want to keep an eye on the chat?
Okay.
I'm going to go see if I can find the big boy.
You might check the desk and see if there are any treats.
Yeah, I'll see. I don't see any over here, though.
Jukebox the Ghost. I will write that down. Ruskin sneeze meme? I don't think I have. Thank you, Tony. I'm trying to make him look a little less worried because I don't want people thinking that Narga's gonna eat him or something. for some color. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Mark. I will check it out as soon as we're done. Oh, and thank you. Oh, you just found the potato himself.
I did find
Will he stay? Chair denied. What you doing, my love?
it. You don't want to sit in a chair?
He likes to sit in front of the TV.
Yeah, we could put him up there.
What you think, bud? He's certainly eating up all the attention. There it goes.
I know I'm gonna regret putting him up here later.
He got down. It's like, no, I know where this is going.
Okay. So I found Milo. We're just gonna wait for him real quick to settle down, because he's kind of energetic at the moment.
Yeah, once he finds a place to sit, try to get a camera on him.
Oh, Tony said they liked the way the cat's coming out. If you didn't see that yet.
On
I don't
my
even
side.
know. I shouldn't even be reading the comments. I'm the one that's missed all the comments. You want to lay down, Milo? Hmm? Lay down so we can let the internet look at you?
What'd you think, buddy?
I don't know why he was downstairs. He was like sleeping out on the... just in the middle of the room on the floor. Like, I thought he had a comfy bed or something going down there, but he didn't. Nope.
He had important business downstairs. How old is Milo? He's, what, like 11, 12?
He's at least 12. Yeah. I think he turned 12 this year.
Oh, dang.
We would know for sure, but when we rescued him, they just they just gave us an estimate on his age, which was like what, 2?
No, he was 5 months.
5 months? Okay. Oh, he's investigating the aftermath of what Portia did earlier, where she pulled out everything from under the couch.
Yeah, he's offended.
He's like, what happened here? These kids getting unruly up here? Digging out all the stuff? Young punks, get off my porch. Or not porch, lawn. Leave it to me to miss. I was gonna say couch. And then for some reason it went from like lawn or couch to porch, like. Oh, so Mercy, you work in you're a chef, right? Hmm?
Thank you.
Sorry, I was distracted when Sash like tapped me and started pointing. She pointed in a direction, and it's like there's over in this direction there is
So many things.
a controller, the TV remote. There were some nuts and a bunch of stuff. It's like, just say what you want.
I need a snack.
Because any of these items could be applicable things to give you.
It's been like 10 years. You can't read my mind?
No. That doesn't come till like the golden years.
Oh.
You know, when we're like the golden girls. Betty White can read anyone's mind.
Well, that's scary. You want an almond Milo? No?
But that sounds really cool, Mercy. Like as much traveling as you get to do makes me envious.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Because I remember not long back you said you were working in Dubai. I know you've worked in Japan a couple times. It's like those are like some of the best places in the world.
I mean, if you're cooking for customers that are paying you, then that's pro, right?
Milo, you want to settle down? He's actually starting to look pretty settled. Wait, did you offer him a nut?
Yeah.
Did he show any interest?
No, of course not. It was an almond.
Kitties no like almonds.
Yeah, cats don't like almonds, but
As soon as he finds a spot to settle in, though, Mercy will get the camera on him for you.
yeah, he's still walking around. Where are you going?
He was suddenly headed for the door.
If you don't leave, I will give you a pet.
Let me take the pillow out of that chair. Maybe he'll actually sit in it.
He likes the pillow, I think. I've seen him sleep in it. No, the cats and dogs don't get along. Yeah, it's so hard when you got buddies that don't mix well. We've had to keep cats separated before. We used to have a couple more cats, but my brother took them. And they're doing great with him, but they used to fight so bad with one of the cats that we still have that we had to keep them separate 100% of the time. It was a nightmare. Oh, dang, that's too bad. Is she gonna be gone long? Oh, okay, Mercy. She says she's gotta go for a second to say bye to some people.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we've actually got 7 cats. They are a handful.
Yep, we have 7 rescues from a few different sources. Some were in pretty bad shape when we got them. Our newest ones are a generation. It's a litter of 5. And we found them out at a barn. And yeah, they were in pretty rough shape when we got them. But they're all doing great now.
Yeah, Milo was SPCA. And Moose was, somebody found her, a friend of my brother's, I think. And we sort of have a reputation for taking in cats, so we ended up with her, and she's got some pretty bad anxiety and stuff, but she's been doing way better lately. She just gets better and better.
Oh man, I'm jealous of you there, Dave. You got a sister that you get along well enough with that you can watch stuff with.
Yeah, I don't think my brother watches anime. He at least plays games though.
Oh yeah, there's never a dull moment around here, Tony.
Yeah, it makes me pretty happy that there's almost always a cat in the room, no matter where you are.
Milo. Come in, buddy.
I have business downstairs. Forget you guys. What you gotta do, Milo, is so important.
I might have to, like, sit somewhere. Maybe he might want to hang out in my lap.
You could sit in the spider web.
Yeah, right here's fine.
If I set up the Kotot's blanket in front of me, he'll usually sit, like, just in front of my legs there.
Yeah, I think he's actually... It's kind of warm up here where we're at because the AC is broken. We just have some window units. We have a window unit going, and it's not doing a very good job of keeping things cool, especially with, like, all the equipment we have going. Mm-hmm. So I think he's downstairs because it's cooler down there.
No, Milo. He keeps going to the door, and he goes to open it, and we say something, and he's like, "Oh, what's up?" And he comes back.
Like, you won't pet me? You won't pet me? Okay, then I'm gonna leave. It's like he's realized that if he goes to the door, he gets petted.
Milo has some beef with one of them that had some litter box issues. He got real rude and decided it would be cool to pee on Milo's favorite places to sleep. So he never really got over that. Roxas is mostly over his litter box issues, but Milo has not forgotten.
Yeah, Milo kind of bears a grudge for a while.
I would too. I mean, that was pretty rude.
Camera. I'm gonna see if I can get the camera going behind us, because he's kind of hanging out back there.
Oh yeah, and his mat things that he likes to tear up.
Which, funny thing is, these yoga mats that our cats like to tear up, we've discovered are actually one of the best things you can use for making good cosplay. You want to do turn the cat cam on? Turn it on and we can see if we can get him. It's up top. There you go.
Oh.
Milo.
He moved. What are you doing? Oh, he's smashing the camera with his face.
Where is it? You got to turn the camera on. He's like right in front of it when we finally get the camera on.
I turned it on, but he wasn't there.
This is Milo. Hey, buddy.
Don't look at me. Yeah, but other than him and Roxas, they all get along really well, and he does fine with Roxas. He's not fighting him all the time. He just will randomly get mad. Oh no!
He's still going for the door. Buddy. Milo. Milo. Milo.
Speak the word.
What's he looking at? Milo. The hand awaits. The hand will pet you. He's really considering the door now. He's playing hard to get now.
Milo.
Oh, I forgot to look at the picture to see how far we're on it.
I was gonna start the coloring. I just have been distracted.
He's sketching out. Tony says he's sketching out a plan for revenge.
Yep, that is Milo's life. You gonna lay down somewhere, bud? Wanna lay here?
Hey, Drelix, what's going on? Good to see you.
Lovely shot of the litter box there.
Maybe I have a... Do we have a cat toy up here? Maybe we can get him playing. He seems to have some energy.
There.
He's right here. There we go. It's like as soon as I get the camera on him, he's gone. So Milo used to be quite the chonker. No, he was above chonker. He was a chungus. He's about, what, 24 pounds?
No, he never got quite that big. I think he was around 21. Just barely over 20. No! Milo!
Oh, Milo's got plenty of sass in him. Milo. I know you can open the door, buddy. That door might look closed, but it's just kind of hanging closed. He can
it's
open
not
it
latched. He
anytime he
can
wants.
just stick his paw under it and open it.
Hopefully Mercy gets back here in a second.
She just did.
Oh, there,
Oh my
Mercy.
God.
Welcome back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go for it, David.
Yeah, feel free, Dave. Mercy, come... Or Mercy. Milo, come say hello to Mercy, because Mercy's been saying hello to you. Milo. It's a little warm up here right now, Mercy, so he keeps trying to get back downstairs. That's cool, Dave. As long as you throw a like a little warning on it, just to let them know what it is. That way, no one it clicks it. Like, cause can you imagine if someone is like waking up in the middle of the night and they just happen to look through the Discord and they're like, "Oh, what did Dave send?" And they go to listen to it, and it's particularly loud.
Everything looks purple on the screen.
Milo. Boom. There we go. There is Billy. He finally gave up. Look at that majestic bit of Milo man, Billy. I wish I could get the camera a little closer for you guys, but the webcam has a total cord length of like 3 feet.
Yep. Oh, that's about right.
Yeah, the cats probably think we are a little bit crazy for being up here, Tony. Portia.
She was
Ooh.
over there.
You guys can see Portia. She's there.
In the dark.
She's being a ninja right now, but this little bit, that's her. Portia. You can barely see her. She's just being a creeper. We can see all of Milo, though. Portia hangs out up here, though, because she was the run of the litter, so she's actually really small and really thin, so she actually will take any amount of heat she can get.
Yeah, she loves the warmth. I mean, she's always in a lap.
Milo's looking pretty sassy. Milo probably does know. If he's one of those that if he knew he's a celeb, he'd be all over it.
That's the only reason he's in here right now. He's getting so much attention. He's like, I can't leave.
I wish I could slide him over here without him getting upset about it. I think I might be able to finagle another inch or two out of the cord. Milo's like, you're trying to sneak that thing closer to me, aren't you? There we go. We need a camera with zoom on it. Then we can video snipe our cats.
A respectable sized void.
Hey, Chewy, what's going on? Just saw you were in the chat. Your girlfriend got a rescued kitten. Twiggy AF, now she's respectable size void. A respectable size void with adorable yellow eyes. I like the way you phrased that. Does she eat a lot? She sounds like a really cute cat. Yeah, Tony, either he gave up or he realized that he's getting the attention he wanted, so he's still looking at the door like
He
he's
has
like
business downstairs that we're unaware of, but it's getting too much attention. He can't leave.
he's like, I don't want to beg for the door. I'm not going to reduce myself to that. So I'm going to lay on the floor and point myself at the door so you guys get the idea. You want to rub Milo's belly like a bread? That's pretty much what we do. He's a big belly rubbing cat too. Like, he loves people to rub his belly.
He's the kind of cat that just loves whatever he can get.
Let me see if I can find some actual Monster Hunter music.
I love me some Final Fantasy tunes, but yeah, it didn't really fit.
We'll do the Monster Hunter Cross soundtrack. He's showing off the body for the stream. He's like, hey guys, these are the goods you all came for, right? He's doing that floor flexing.
With occasional reach.
I could do. So you're saying I'd be doing one of those cat workouts? I've actually seen there are people who do workouts with their cats and their dogs, and I think it's hilarious.
I feel like a dog would be a little cooler with that.
Milo, you could get some pretty good tone by like curling Milo. Doing
absolutely. He's only like 17 pounds now, but it's not bad.
Yeah, he's a much more healthy weight than he was. Now, Mercy, I should have brought Axel up, because Axel's been kind of getting a bit of paunch on him.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he's been going a little ham on the food lately. But he's actually probably the biggest belly in the house now.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any probably about that. I think he definitely is.
Milo looks up for a sec. He's like, you guys ready to let me out yet?
Like, oh, Milo calendar? I like that idea. What is he doing?
He's like, you gonna get this side of me too? Take all the pictures you want. This'll be October. Oh, he's looking away from us now. He's going full tsundere on us.
Dude's got personality to go.
Well, it's great that you guys rescued that cat, Chewy. I'm glad to hear that he's doing good. Or she's doing good. I think you said it was a she.
Yeah, I think so. I got it. Is he gonna threaten to leave again? Nobody's looking at me. Milo, everybody's looking at you.
Let me see if I can get him to walk up.
Nope.
Nope. He's like, I'm gonna walk away. What is Porsche doing? She's still over there.
Ignored.
He went back over in the corner.
Y'all seen this mess? It's time to clean this up.
Dave's got a good idea there. Milo calendar could be a Patreon reward. Oh, you see, Mercy knows how to get Milo. She said she has ham.
Yep, that would do it. Ham, Milo, you hear that?
Maybe I'll, Milo, wanna sit in the lap? Is it too hot for lap? Too hot? Come on, buddy. You gonna have some gummy vitamins, Milo? Need some energy? He's just like professionally avoiding
Oh
the
no.
camera.
Oh no,
Milo.
Milo. No.
He's like, you pet me now? You pet me? He knows now that the door means here. Okay, Milo, we'll give you some pets. You know, Milo, if you were to lay down, lay down. Milo!
Milo. No.
I stopped petting him for all of like
Milo.
0.3 seconds.
No.
He's about to open it.
I'm gonna open it, guys. I'm gonna do
Milo.
it. Milo, it's not
No.
locked. He thinks it's locked.
He knows. I just saw him open it a little bit. He knows. Milo, come here, buddy. He's like, well, if you're gonna bend my arm, I'll come back. He's gonna bust the door down after eating some B12 gummies.
No. Milo, no. No. Milo.
No, he escaped. Portia, it's your time to shine.
Oh,
Come on, girlie. Portia. Come on, Portia. Portia. There we go.
oh, she did it.
Come on. She's like,
Nope.
no.
I have business with the couch as well. Well, even as warm as it is in here, you still want to sit in a lap port?
She's crazy.
Dang, really, Port?
Yeah, it seems like Milo was done with the camera. He's like, you guys are crazy if you wanted to be up here.
I think she's trying to tell you it's time for another nap. It's time to go to sleep.
So we have a chair that I like to take my naps in, and Porsche has a favorite blanket that I like to put on my legs when I take naps. So like anytime I go to a nap, she'll like come from anywhere in the house. She has like a nap radar, and she'll come as soon as she'll wait at my feet, and as soon as I put the blanket on my legs, bam, and then I
Oh, nap
can't
time.
move anywhere. I'm down for the count. Mercy says she's gonna send us a truck loaded full of ham just to keep Milo in the camera. Oh, DB Fighter Z is or Fighters is on sale right now. I actually did like that one. Actually, I'm stupid. Well, I have it. I got the collector's edition. What am?
Oh, you're right.
Wow, I'm thinking about spending money. I definitely don't need to be spending because I have the game. Just been a while since I actually threw it in the old PS4. Now, I got that collector's edition for that statue. Man, that statue was nice. I love those the figures that are painted to look cel shaded, so they actually look like they're pulled straight out of the anime. I love those kind of paint styles. Oh, are they doing a, like an Axis sale? Yeah, right, Tony? Tony, so you should get that box of pickles. Or box of pickles. Jar of pickles.
Them box pickles.
Box pickles.
Oops.
That's like the last time I'm gonna take a nap before a stream. She's back under the couch again.
Yep, I don't know what her business with the couch is, but...
I'm wondering if, like, maybe there's, like, a lizard over there. Like, maybe a gecko got in somehow. He's trying to sell us some car insurance, and she's just playing linebacker. She's defending us from saving 15%.
Poor little dude's like been living under there for a week or something.
Oh yeah, Ragna hates pickles. Like Ragna abhors pickles. It's pretty much like an ongoing joke with the channel is because Ragna hates them so much and I love them so much. If we ever make any merchandise, it's probably gonna have some inside pickle jokes. I like to eat them on stream. I don't know if anyone else likes for that to happen, but they usually help fuel me through a stream. And they gross Ragna out. Maybe that's why he's not here. Maybe he finally had enough of the pickles. He's rebelling. No, I think Tuesday might be a rough day for some folks on the stream. We're actually thinking we're gonna move the stream from Tuesday maybe to Wednesday, because we actually have a few folks that it's hard for them to make it on Tuesdays, and it's actually been harder and harder for us to do it on Tuesdays, because like for some reason things have been coming up on Tuesdays more and more lately. So we're probably gonna end up switching it over to Wednesday here pretty soon. It'd still be the same time in the day, it would just be a different day. Chewy asks, how long does it take for a kitty to grow out of the playful phase? That is... So, some cats will never grow out of their playful phase. Because... What's the cat look like, Chewy? Like, what breed do you have? Because that can...
Hmm?
Oh, Milo is back. He brought us a catnip pillow. We might actually get some like real Milo time now that he's got some catnip.
Is that what? Hello.
There we go. Now he's saying hello to everybody.
Yes, buddy. Did you kill it?
Oh yeah, Ragna really doesn't like pickles. Do you guys see how the light's like shining down on his belly? It's almost like his belly is like a treasure. Like it's just emphasized so much.
It's an item you need to pick up. Or interact with.
If Milo were in Monster Hunter, that is where the gem would be. The Milo gem.
I lost my pen.
Oh, I remember you saying that, Dave. So, yeah, I think probably, what do you think, next week or the week after we'd start doing Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays? Because we've really been heavily trying to figure out when would be the best time for it. Because Tuesdays definitely don't seem like they're going to be too good for us or a lot of people for a while.
Probably we could go ahead and switch it next week. We just need to let everybody know.
Yeah, we'll throw it. I think we are going to go ahead and start it on Wednesday next week, guys. We'll throw it up all on the abundance of social media, whatever, all the stuff. The Discord, the Twitter, the Facebook. Are there any actual humans on the Facebook? Do any of you guys follow the Facebook at all?
Oopsie.
I think the Facebook is all bots, but we'll still let the bots know.
You never know.
Did you eat all the cake, Mark, or do you got any left? Milo is a living plushie. It's actually kind of funny since he lost all of his weight. He still has a lot of paunch. Like, he's got a lot of skin.
Yeah, even though he's actually pretty decent weight, I think.
Oh, Cinder is a Bombay cat. Okay, Cinder's a good name for a cat. I like that.
Yeah, that's a cute name.
So Bombays they can actually be playful for a long time, like years. They're a very energetic and playful type.
Milo's still very playful. He just brought a toy up to us.
Yeah. That's actually what he does. He brings his catnip up and he does that meow you guys heard, that like low kind of bellowing. Yeah, it's like it sounds we swear it sounds like he's saying hello. Hello. Don't expect much, Dave. We kind of made it just in the beginning for like, we're like, oh, we need to have a social media presence, and then we made a Facebook as well as like all the other stuff, and it's probably our most neglected platform. Milo is a very warm cat to sleep with, Tony. He likes to get right on your chest, and he'll stay there for a while, but when he doesn't want to be there anymore, he'll let you know. He'll do that low-bellied meow right in your face. And he can machine gun him off when he wants.
He's kind of rude.
Yeah, he can be a bit of a jerk when it comes to sleeping with him. But
Yeah.
he's comfy while he's chill.
And he likes to put his paw in your food.
He sees we're talking about him. Oh, it's bath time. Milo's showing the perfect camera etiquette. So he's here. And Portia's
Back.
still there. You can barely see her. Right here.
I don't remember this song in
This-
Monster Hunter Cross.
Yeah, this is from Cross. Monster Hunter Cross had some interesting songs in it. Like, that was like it had a very lively soundtrack. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Oh, Milo realized he's gonna have to stretch and contort to get himself clean, so he went over and got on his favorite yoga mat. He's gonna do some cat yoga, probably. Mercy says Milo's the type of cat you invite to your house and you become the guest.
Mhm.
Pretty much. We are at your beck and call, Mr. Milo. This is Milo's theme song now. I'm gonna play this song every time he comes in.
Meow. Oh, was that in the song or was that?
That was in the song. It
Oh.
wasn't our cats.
My bad. Just mount of music, don't mind me.
This is Milo's workout music. Yeah, Milo is quite ball-like, especially when he sleeps. Like, when he curls up, yeah, he'll curl up and shove his face into the floor, like you won't see his face anymore. Like, you'd swear he was gonna suffocate, but he doesn't. Yeah, I really want to play Fire Emblem. I actually started. I finally got around to starting Judgment for. That's the new one from the guys who made Yakuza, and I'm really liking it so far. I'm a little bit behind on the titles right now, though. Yeah, Tony, sometimes he actually gets his food on a fancy tray.
Yeah, we feed him on like a glass dish. Well,
Yeah.
he gets his own bowl, actually.
Yeah, he gets his own food. A while back, a couple years back, he suffered from some liver problems. So we actually had to, he had a special medical, a prescription food that was just for him. So he would actually get served specifically just by himself. Like, we'd have to lock the other cats out of a room, or lock him into one rather, and we'd just sit there and he'd get his own food bowl. And he's not on the medicated food anymore, but we still give him his own food now. Milo is pretty much, he's just a like a standard tabby. He's like tabby. I swear he's got some Maine Coon in him.
Yeah, he's got really big feet.
But we rescued him. Well, Sasha rescued him from ASPCA. So I think, did they have like a card on him for like a mix, like what his breed was exactly?
I think just tabby. I don't think they knew too much about him. But he's got a brother that my friend got at the time, and he's an orange tabby, but he's like way skinnier. Like, he's about the same size, but much smaller bones, so they got a different dad.
Yeah, so Milo is the big brown tabby, and his brother, can you guys guess what his name is? His brother's name? And his brother, though, is the little orange tabby. Yeah, Milo definitely. All the guys here get to live the dream because they all came from pretty rough beginnings. So.
Yeah, we spoil them as much as we can.
Oh yeah, they got beds everywhere. Like Milo, that you can see that Kingdom Hearts blanket up on the table there behind him. Normally those blinds there. Normally those blinds during the day are open. These blinds right here are open, and that bed is actually situated right in front of a window.
Oh no, he left.
He escaped again. He's probably going to get another. We'll leave the camera on Porsche at the moment. You can kind of see her. She's right there. But those blinds, we'll have them open during the day, and that's the balcony out there, and we feed squirrels outside as well, and the squirrels come up and they entertain the cats. The cats flip out when they see the squirrels. So every morning, this whole area is surrounded by cats. Or filled with cats, rather. Not surrounded, but a surrounding area. But yeah, and it's like TV for them. They just watch the squirrels. And we got some chunky squirrels out there, too.
So fat. Oh my god.
Alrighty, Dave. Have a good one. We'll see you next week. Like I said, we'll be scooting it to Wednesday for you guys. So, but we'll put all the details in the Discord and Twitter and all that. Oh yeah, Tony. If we had any more room currently, we would probably have more cats. We wanna expand in the future and get a bit more room, and our dream would be to get a couple of dogs as well. I really want to rescue a corgi or a Shiba.
Yeah, I really want a dog. I've actually never had a dog.
Yeah, Sasha's never actually had a dog. She grew up in a fully cat, all cat household, except for they actually rescued like squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
Sasha's family rescued squirrels, sugar gliders.
We had like a turtle and ferrets.
Yeah, we did have ferrets for a while. Unfortunately, ferrets don't have the longest lives.
Yeah, especially not around here. The breeding practices are pretty messed up.
Yeah, unfortunately, the ferret market is pretty bad. So, uh, typically on a ferret, you're gonna get like they generally live between 6 and 10 years.
It can vary pretty greatly though, because it's really common for them to get a bunch of different kinds of cancer.
Yeah, it is really unfortunate. Ferrets are a cool pet to have, but they do take a lot of care, and because of the breeding practices, the unfortunate breeding practices, there are a lot of bad gene issues with them. So
Yeah, if you can find a really good breeder, uh, it's definitely worth like driving a ways.
oh, you've had a sugar glider before, Mark? Yeah, they're really cool pets.
Oh man, yeah, they're fun. They're the kind of pet that you can just kind of like put in a pocket and let us hang out with you.
Oh yeah, Tony, ferrets are great. If you ever end up getting one though, Tony, I would highly recommend. They're very, very social creatures. You want to be sure. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's like you want to get two of them. If you ever get a ferret, try to get two. Specifically, if you can get it from the same litter at the same time, that's the best because they'll get along with each other. You don't have to worry about issues. But even if they're from different litters, ferrets are very, very friendly social animals with each other.
Yeah, they're really, really rare that they won't get along.
Yeah, even if they do have any behavioral issues when you get them with each other, they'll get over it. But you definitely want to have them. You want to have something, another animal. A ferret's best, but they can get along with anything really. Cats, dogs, what have you. Um, they just need some friendship, some companionship. So if you're like out and about, you can't be at the house. They do get lonely pretty fast. So.
Oh, they will jack your stuff up. You got a childproof, whatever room you can keep them in.
Yeah, for ferrets, you really want to try to get a room that is kind of for the ferrets. Because while they are small, you want to be sure that you've got plenty of room for them to explore. And I wouldn't recommend keeping them in a cage all the time. Our setup is we had a really big cage that had multiple floors on it. It was like one of the best cages you could get. But we still settled on, we pretty much left the door open, and they had a ramp, and they had a room that they could just explore. And the cage is more or less like a big sleeping spot for them.
Yeah, if we ever needed to put them up for cleaning or something specific.
Yeah, if we were going to be vacuuming or anything, you don't want to vacuum with the ferret around because they will not run away from it. They're
completely fearless.
Yeah, they will go after the vacuum, so you got to be careful with that. Yeah, pretty much. Just like a baby. What color? Narga's beak is like a gray, right?
Yeah.
Or is it black?
A solid color, but
Yeah, I know you're doing just the base right now.
let's see. It looks like it's black.
It is black? Okay. I think it's like, yeah, it was black with like some, the red is on his eyes. Does the beak have any black?
Let me see.
A cat with a beak. It's such a weird concept.
Yeah. All these pictures are so low quality. What the crap? Oh, this one looks good.
Oh yeah, ferrets are awesome pets. Now you're probably gonna hear a lot of hearsay about like how they smell and everything, but there's actually things that you can get to deodorize them, and outside of that, yeah, I mean they're not like it's not like a huge issue to bathe a ferret either. Most ferrets, if you get them young, you can put them in the bath or in the sink, and a lot of them love it. and they're easy to dry because if you get like one of those cloth laundry sacks, like a cotton laundry sack or just a cotton bag, you can put them in the bag while they're wet, and they will just wrestle around in the bag. They'll rustle all around it and run inside of it until they dry. They pretty much dry themselves. Or if you wrap them up in a towel and put them on the ground, like they'll just, yeah, they'll pretty much dry themselves. But they're really friendly. They're really affectionate. We had a ferret, our oldest ferret. She loved to lick everybody. Like, she would come up and just lick the crap out of you. Like, she would lick you until, like, you'd basically have to peel her off of you and like go play or something. Alrighty, Mark. Good night. Have a great night, and have some good night cake before you go. Or probably not. It's probably best not to eat before you go to sleep. Enjoy that cake, though, Mark. Mercy says you should do the red glare on Narg's eyes when you start working on it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that part. Wouldn't that mean he's mad, though?
He looks like he's in hunt mode.
Yes.
Yeah, you could do like a little laser kind of thing with his eyes, like a little line that comes up. Oh yeah, snow ferrets are really adorable. They're actually really, really, from what I've seen, like, they're actually really, what is it, like affectionate towards strangers. Like they actually are hardly afraid of humans. Like, you can approach a snow ferret and they generally will actually like let you come up to them. Hey, welcome back, Dralex. Yeah, we were talking about ferrets. We actually had a ferret that really loved to lick people. If you're ever at a park, Tony, I don't know about parks near you, but I've actually been to parks recently, and I've actually seen people out with their ferrets, like walking them. Here in Texas, they seem to they're becoming more of a popular pet.
You know, one time you went and walked without me, there was someone walking their ferret, and I missed it.
My bad. Yeah, you could tell though these folks just got their ferret, because they had him in a harness, and when they got him out of the car, they kind of just put him on the ground and looked at him. They just stared at him, like you could tell that they didn't really know what they were doing with him. Walked over and struck up a conversation with him though, and yep, they sure enough had just gotten their ferret. So gave him a little bit of advice, and they seem like a really good couple. So that guy got a good family. Oh, you're in LA? I'm not sure what the provisions are, but I know they're still illegal as pets because they're considered an exotic pet in a lot of states. Texas was one of the first ones to actually make it legal for ferrets, I think.
Yeah, it's okay to have them as a pet, but you can't breed them.
Yeah, there's any ferret you get here is gonna automatically be fixed. There's only like 2 breeders. That's one of the reasons that there's so many genetic issues with them. I think they've been legal here in Texas since like 2004. Something like that. But Texas was one of the first ones that were like, okay, burrito snakes or fur snakes, you can have them. And they absolutely are cute, Dralix. They're some of the best pets you can have, in my opinion. A lot of people seem to think that they have like rodent-like teeth, like the really sharp, thin teeth. They actually have almost the exact same kind of teeth as cats. So having a ferret is really like, their teeth are probably more like a youngster cat, like more like just prepubescent cat, like between cat and kitten and adult cat. Yeah, I'm not sure which states they're still illegal in, but I know they are still legal in quite a few. I think at least 20 of them. Oh man, that like brought Narga to life right there. Adding in the red that I like, that one red streak, that and the beak pretty much like identifies Narga. This is actually the cosplay that we're working on for Sash right now, is the Nargacuga armor from Monster Hunter.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be the Monster Hunter World version, which, I mean, I know there's not much variance. It's pretty much the exact same Nargacuga armor that's been throughout the entire series for the last decade. They just added a flashfly cage, and you've got the Monster Hunter World Schlinger. But yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. You're gonna go out there and lobby Tony to make ferrets legal. Call your local favorite politician and be like, I'm not gonna pay my taxes anymore until I have a ferret in my pocket. Porsche just still hanging out back in the shadows. Uh-oh. Milo has returned. Although he's taking a bathroom break, so we're gonna give him... No?
You already done that?
I don't think he did anything. He just went and, like, scratched around in the litter box for a second.
Y'all youngsters don't know how to cover your stuff.
Maybe he was just checking it. He's like Catty Claus.
He usually spends a long time in litter box. He pretty obsessively covers stuff.
Mizutsune, we actually did a Mizutsune.
Oops.
We did a Mizutsune Mercy.
Oh, drew one?
Yeah, it's been a while
yeah,
though.
You're right.
How long ago was that? Maybe that was one of the early streams that you missed, Mercy. But yeah, it's there.
Yeah, that was...
We could like try to find it and post it. We'll get the file and throw it into the Discord for you. It actually turned out really well. It was one of the really nice pictures. Like the coloring and everything on his tail really came out well.
I think the cat was like riding on one of his bubbles.
Yeah, Sash put like one of his bubbles was in front of him and there was a cat riding on it. Yeah, Tony, we've never done cosplay before. We've been looking for a new hobby. We've both been kind of getting that itch to use our hands and make something lately. So we figured why not cosplay? We've actually toyed around with the idea a lot in the past, but the reason we didn't do it is because we thought it was expensive. But we actually started doing a little research on making like foam armor and props, and it turns out if you use EVA foam, which is pretty much the same material as what those yoga mats there are made out of. Hey Milo, what's going on, bud? Look at that paunch. I gotta back the camera up. But if you use EVA foam, you can actually make a lot of really cool cosplay stuff for not much money at all.
Oh, is he gonna sit in the bed?
And there he goes. Where's he going? Oh.
Oh. Here, I'll turn off the camera for a second. You can point it at him if he's gonna stay.
Yeah, I don't know if he is or not. Once Milo settles in, we'll get the camera on him up there.
So if I'm not supposed to, or if it's okay for me to be up here, I don't want to be up here. I only want to be up here if I'm not supposed to be up here.
But yeah, Mercy, we did that one. Oh, how long has it been since we did the Mizutsuki picture?
I think it was like in the winter.
Yeah, it's been a while, so. But yeah, we've got it. I'll throw it into the Discord for you, Mercy.
Yeah, we just started working on trying to post every day on Instagram, starting today, as we make stuff. And I made some fangs for the necklace part, and put those up earlier today. There's not really much to look at yet. We've got a little bit of the, like, top armor. I don't know what to call it, the breastplate.
Yeah, the sash armor for the chest area.
What did I get? It's not related. Bam. He likes to sit so close to the TV and stare right at it. Like, are your eyes okay?
Yeah, we're not sure why, but Milo likes to get right in front of the TV. And especially if there's something that moves on it, he will sit right there and, like, look at it. Oh, Dralex remembers the Mizutsune.
Yeah, that one was pretty fun. Oh, weird.
It's not in the playlists or anything, Mercy? There should be something there. Oh, that would suck if that was one of the videos that didn't get saved properly. Sometimes sometimes our streams don't post properly because they're so long. I think YouTube does not want to post our videos because there's so much data. I'll have to double check. I'll have to go in and check to see. But the picture I can send you.
Yeah, we could post it in the Discord.
We did another one for you here recently too, Mercy. What was the other one we did?
Oh, what's his name? Inuyasha.
Oh yeah, we did Sashomaru for you.
Sashomaru.
Like a month, maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. Oh, definitely, Tony. He will get right in front of the TV. And what usually happens is we'll be like, no, Milo, get down. because he loves to get up there when we play Final Fantasy 14, and when we were in like raid or boss fights, that's like
you raiding?
that's when he goes up there, because he when he lays there, he'll actually be right in front of like health bars or important information that's going on. So the whole time we're just like, Milo, no. No worries, Mercy. If you've been busy, it's cool.
Yep, that's the beauty of the tube. It'll be up there forever.
Well, I hope
Hopefully.
Mizutsune's up there.
Yeah, that would suck if that one is not up.
Mizu actually turned out really well, because we kind of had a cheat code for that one, Mercy. We used our Mizutsune figure, our creator model figure, and so Sasha had like an actual 3D reference to go by.
Yeah, man, I love drawing stuff that we have figures for, because you can like rotate it and see like every part of it, especially if you got like an outfit or something. Like, what does it look like in the back? I can't find a picture. Oh, I got a figure.
Yeah, pretty much. Tony's like, oh, this boss fight? Yeah, you're not gonna win that anyway, so I'm just gonna sit here in front of your life bars. You don't need those. You don't need to know how you're doing.
It's probably killed more people than Shiva.
He's definitely gotten us killed a couple times.
He doesn't necessarily get me killed, but he makes me look really bad because people die.
Well, hey, no worries, Mercy. We know you're on the other side of the world. It's kind of hard for you to see us. I mean, even if you weren't busy with work, I know we're at like really wee hours of the morning for you, so. The streams are actually a bit less, they're not as long as they used to be, though, thankfully.
Yeah, I think I've gotten a little bit faster.
No, you've definitely gotten faster. Generally, you remember how some of the older streams would go on for like 5 hours, 6 hours sometimes? We usually stick right around 2 to 3 hours now, around there.
Yeah, we're at like 2.5, and probably I'm gonna move on to the cat now, so probably it's gonna end up being about 3, maybe 3.5.
Oh, the scales turned out good.
Yeah, that speckly brush. It's pretty fun. I might do a few more speckles if I can find that brush again.
The main reason that Milo likes to get up there in front of the TVs, though, is because they're LED TVs, so the front of them gets pretty warm. And right beneath him there, see how he's knocked over our PlayStation camera there?
Oh yeah, he kicks it off every time.
Every time. So right beneath him you can see the PS4. So the PS4, as you guys know, anyone who has one knows they're hot. They're crazy hot. So that he's got a PS4 heater beneath him, and he's got the TV in front of him. So that spot he's in, I don't know why, August in Texas, he wants to be in this really hot spot, but yeah, it's like his hotbed.
Listen, personal son.
I was kind of hoping he would lay. He has this way that he lays on his stomach. Sometimes he'll lay on his stomach and he'll put his back legs out behind him. Like he'll actually let his entire legs stick out behind him. But he only half did it. Tony says it looks good. Tony says they would actually buy your art.
Oh dang, really? Someone would pay money? What? That's so crazy.
Like I said, we actually do have a couple of commissions that we got coming up after the Monster Hunter stuff. So, you know, she'll actually be getting a little bit of money for some of the pictures, so that's actually pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's completely unexpected. What was I thinking?
This actually isn't Sasha's first time doing Narga. She actually did a Narga like as one of her test sketches when she first got the tablet that we use. But
yeah.
it's been quite a while since she did that picture. In the Discord, the puppy sky, was that like actually? That was actually a Zenogre request, right?
Was it? It may have been.
Oh, she handed me the tablet and is now gone for a moment. What should I do? I don't even know what color did she have. Okay. Oh, she's doing shading. I can do that. The Shiba? What's the detail that we missed? Hmm? Oh, you found another cat.
Step?
You found a stubby. Wait, he was up here?
Yeah, he was on the landing. Oh.
There you go.
Thank you.
Stubby has joined us up here as well, but we will have to see if he will be interested in being on the camera. Oh, we did miss Pervy Sun. We've actually missed Pervy Sun in I think a couple of pictures now. We've been bad.
Oh, you're right.
We've actually had a few pictures though, Mercy, where we've snuck Pervy Sun into the picture somewhere. Not as a son, but he's there somewhere. What's up, buddy?
Alright, let's try this game.
Not yet, Dralex. They haven't officially announced Zenogre or Astalos yet. But the big speculation is there's this poster, you've probably seen it, that shows a whole bunch of flagship monsters from all of the games. And they've been slowly adding monsters to the game, and it's filling in the poster. So Zenogre's definitely on there because you remember he was a flagship. So everyone's thinking he's almost like guaranteed to be in it. So. Oh, well, thank you, Tony. Tony followed us on Instagram for some of the updates on the cosplay.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we'll post Narga a little later tonight, and we're going to try to post something every day because we've been working on it. a little bit every day, so we'll try to put something in there that we worked on.
So Sir Somaru wasn't one of the ones where we put the secret ingredient Pervison? Dang. He must have been one of the ones we completely forgot him.
Yeah, I'm really bad about that. And usually Ragnar reminds me, but I think Ragnar was missing on that one too.
Yeah, you could probably identify what streams Ragnar was here and which ones he wasn't, because by looking back at the ones that have Pervison and the ones that don't.
The Pervison is the Ragnar that we met along the way. Made along the way?
It'd be cool if they added Rajang to Monster Hunter World. It would definitely bring the difficulty back up. They have already announced, though, that they're going to be increasing the difficulty on it. They're going to be bringing it back for this one, so. Let me see if I can scoot the camera to where it's looking at Milo.
Oh, you can see Ghost Roy in the TV.
Oh, but that's going to cover the monitor.
Doesn't bother me.
So you can still see it okay?
Yep.
Okay. His face, he looks so, like, he's just got no care in the world. He's like, I give up. It's nap time. Face reveal, get down. That's what I get for choosing reflective televisions.
It kind of gives you this, like, ghostly, barely there kind of look.
You mean it makes me glow?
Sure.
Dang, if I would have known, I would have done up my hair or something. That poor PlayStation Eye camera. Like, so that camera is what we use for the PSVR, and yeah, he makes it kind of hard to play. Because if you're playing VR and he decides to get up there, for one, you can't see him because you have the headset on, but then it's like everything in your game goes completely wonky and is all destroyed out of nowhere. It's like, what happened? Oh my god, what's going on? I don't know where I am anymore. And then you take the headset off and it's just Milo there, like that.
I think there's like a Wii sensor bar somewhere in that mess too.
Mark said I look like a badass anime villain walking up to combat. I appreciate the flattery, but I'm pretty certain I look more like an ice cream sundae crashing down from the sky.
Hey, everyone likes ice cream sundaes.
Ice cream Monday? No one likes Mondays.
Hey, if Mondays had ice cream, maybe I would reconsider my position.
Yeah, Master Rank, I'm really hoping it's going to be pretty crazy. I'm really curious to see if, like, the beginning of the Mastery Rank gear, like, is basic gear going to kind of trivialize what we've got now? Like, is the Kiar or Kajar gear from Kul Taroth going to be just completely negated by, like Bonbaro gear? I don't think so. I'm hoping not. Considering all the farming that went into that gear, I'm hoping it lasts for a little while.
I wonder how the difficulty is going to be. I kind of hope it goes back up to, like, the demo difficulty when the first Monster Hunter World demos came out. Although, judging by the demos that they brought out for Iceborne, maybe not. Seemed pretty easy.
Well, I mean, the demos, they want to be pretty easy, too, because they want it to be accessible by newer customers as well. So they don't want to make it too difficult, because if you have a demo that people can't beat, a lot of your more casual crowd is going to not want that. They're going to be kind of pushed away by that. So they want to hit that sweet spot of like, oh, it's challenging, but not crazy much so. But you don't want it to be too easy either, because then you're not drawn into the hunt. Oh, and Mercy, as far as doing VR, that was a worry at first. As far as people are concerned, whenever we have a rule, whenever we're playing VR, basically, because we like to invite friends over and play VR. So it's kind of like, but everyone knows, if you get hit, that's on you, because you have to watch out, because if someone's in VR, they can't see anything. So you just got to let your, but trust me, once someone gets hit, they learn pretty quick. It's like, okay, I'm gonna watch you.
I hit somebody and I still feel so bad about it.
As far as the animals, though, that was something we were really worried about at first. What we do to avoid kicking or stepping on animals while we're playing VR is we don't let our feet leave the ground, which is funny. If you watch us play, if you ever got to watch us play VR, we slide around in socks. It's almost like we're skating.
It's like Tai Chi or something.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like some kind of like Zen martial art. Our feet never leave the ground, and we'll actually move around quite fast, sliding on our socks. But that way, if we're sliding, we don't end up stepping on any cats, and we move in a way, we've gotten used to moving in a way that we're not very fast or forceful with our legs. So if there is an animal there, generally we bump into them, but it's not like a kick or anything.
Yeah, it's more dangerous if you're like at arm level.
Yeah, so Tony, as far as if you haven't played the older Monster Hunters, one of the things that actually contributes the most to the game being easier is not so much the AI of the monsters. It's actually got a lot to do with the way the game works, mechanics. As far as like the older games, like if you take a potion, you can't move, and your character is frozen in place for a few seconds while they drink the potion and then flex. So whenever you take a potion, you have to be a lot more strategic about it, because you can't move. Like in Monster Hunter World, you can actually still move, and in some cases, depending on skills and whatnot, you can actually still sprint while taking potions. So, but that's not the case in the other Monster Hunters. You've got to be very tactical about, like, okay, I'm gonna drink this potion here, but you have to set aside, I think it's almost 5 seconds. It's like a little bit over 4 seconds, I think, to drink a potion. 4 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but when you got a monster trying to, kill you, 4 seconds is a lot of time. Things like that, though, are big. Another thing that made Monster Hunter World a lot easier to a lot of people was a lot of quality of life improvements. You don't need to bring pickaxes or supplies, that kind of stuff. The other Monster Hunters, if you want to hit rocks, you have to bring pickaxes. If you want to catch bugs, you have to bring bug nets.
Well, whetstones too.
Yeah, whetstones as well. You can't just sharpen your weapon infinitely. Whetstones are an actual item in other Monster Hunters. But it's not so much the monsters as the systems, the in-game systems and mechanics of the other games that make it a bit more difficult. Unless we're talking about like monsters like Tigrex. Tigrex, I think, is going to be a big mechanic changer in World, because pretty much every other monster in World so far has been designed with... They have strong tells before most of their attacks, and they generally have a pattern of attack, rest, attack, rest. Like, you're given windows where you can attack safely between most attacks on most monsters. Tigrex, as we all know, is a monster that is attack, 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 until he's tired. So that's just kind of how he is. So I remember a lot of people complaining about the beta because Tigrex, they were like, there's no moment to attack. Yeah, G rank will be quite a bit less annoying than the older games, I think, for sure, because I think most of the difficulty that's coming to World is going to be the faster monsters, the faster, the smaller safe attack windows. Like, you're not going to have as much opportunity to get in attacks on monsters between their moves. Oh yeah, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is great. It's actually still utilizing all the same systems that's been present in Monster Hunter up till World, including the inconvenient stuff. Flexing with the potions, the fact you have to clog up your inventory with stuff like pickaxes and whetstones.
Parts go into your inventory, so if you got too much nonsense and you try to carve, it's like you gotta throw something out.
Oh yeah, I forget all about the parts bag. That's very convenient. Yeah, managing your parts on the other Monster Hunters is quite an annoying thing, especially if you go out and you hunt multiple monsters in a row. You can go back to camp and send a cat back with your stuff.
Yeah, and some of the later ones.
But that's also another thing is in the other Monster Hunters, you cannot change your gear once you're on a mission. Once you go on a mission, you are on that mission. You can't change your gear. Now, the Mercy brings up a good point. The arch-tempered monsters are actually quite fearsome as far as the whole Monster Hunter series is concerned. They're pretty nasty. They're not quite as bad, in my opinion, as Deviants, though. Deviants are kind of a new system that was brought into Monster Hunter Generations and Double Cross. Deviants are not subspecies of a monster. They're actually a type of apex version of the monster, like like monsters have different levels in the other Monster Hunter games. Like there's the regular version, there's a subspecies, then there's their G rank version, and then they have apex versions, which apex are basically stronger and faster, and they have parts that you can specifically target to try and break and make them weaker. And then there's deviants. The deviants are basically like they took a monster and twisted it into something like evil. Like they are totally nasty. Their attack patterns change entirely. Some of them have entirely new attacks. Some have new parts. Like they look very much. They're quite different from the original monster. Like, you know, we've got Rathalos and Azure Rathalos. Well, there was also like Silver Rathalos was another one. There's also Dread King Rathalos. So basically, picture a Rathalos that flies almost entirely all the time, has entirely different attacks, moves about 4 times faster, and hits probably 3 times as hard. They're kind of like just... The developers went totally evil with Deviants. It's kind of like the developers were like, okay, players' feelings do not matter anymore. We're just gonna destroy them all. What was that pin? That looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I was thinking I didn't really feel like doing a real background, but I'm just gonna sort of add an effect to the whole thing. Maybe I'll zoom out.
Yeah, Tony, there are quite a few monsters that would give you PTSD in the other Monster Hunter titles. They're pretty nasty.
Turn down the opacity.
But the deviants look really cool too. Like there's what was the Diablos called? I can't remember. Hellhorn Diablos or something.
Yeah, I think that was right.
But pretty much when you're fighting a deviant, when they go into, they're pretty much in rage mode all the time. They don't get tired. Most of them, I don't think traps work on most of them either, so they're in the same realm as like elders like that. And it's kind of like you're fighting the game while it's in fast forward, but you're still moving at normal speed. Like they move that fast. Yeah, the arch-tempered monsters were quite fearsome. The thing is, though, is what I think made them harder is because there wasn't so much of a power creep in the gear. Like, the way G rank works is it's almost like you're starting a new game over. That's pretty much how the power difference is between, like, low rank. You know when you go low rank and you get to high rank, it's almost like you're starting over again, because it's like even the lower monsters can challenge you in the highest armor from low rank. And then when you get to G rank, it's the same thing. It's like all of a sudden your high rank armor isn't enough to really keep you safe. Like even the weakest of monsters can put the hurt on you. Oh, Arch-Tempered Tigrex. That's going to be a nightmare. Yeah, you're right there, Mercy. Like, Arch-Tempered is like, because they don't even really drop, they don't even give you gear that makes it really easier fighting the Arch-Tempereds. Because they're at the apex of the monsters. Like, even if you get their gear, they're still going to hurt you, because, like, there's no gear that's good enough to fight them and just get away with, making mistakes, because they're designed to be so damaging. That and their HP sponges. ATs have way too much HP. Like, Arch-Tempered Valhazak makes me want to scream. Like, how does he have that many hit points? AT Tigrex would be fun till you start losing your hair, pretty much. I'm really curious to see what they do to keep the clutch claw balanced. Because just in the beta, I realized that the clutch claw actually has invincibility frames on it. So you can actually use the clutch claw, like if a Tigrex was charging directly at you. If you stand your ground and fire the clutch claw at his shoulder as he's racing at you, you can actually clip straight through him. So like if you leave the ground right as he's about to hit you, you'll actually go straight through him and end up on the other side of him, and no damage will be taken. You just clip right on through him. And the clutch claw is really, really good for keeping monsters in like one place. Like you can totally prevent a monster from moving from area to area with the clutch claw. If all 4 people use it and you guide them back into the area, you can keep them from ever leaving that one spot, which is going to make hunts a lot faster, because you won't have to chase them down to their lair to capture them or kill them. You can just clutch claw them in the same spot that you find them and make sure they never leave. So I think I'm pretty sure the master rank armor, stats are probably going to be, I'd say, at least 40% more powerful than what we have currently. So I'm thinking it will trivialize the current AT enemies, but that I think there's going to be a high or a master rank version of Arch Tempereds. So then it's probably just going to be the same thing again. Might actually be worse. They might make their power even greater. Or who knows, they might bring back the Apex system. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. The Apex system was actually a really interesting but frustrating system. So a monster would show up and they would be really, really powerful until you beat a certain part of them down, until you broke it. So basically you do next to no damage to every part except for one part that was shown to be specifically weak by like a little, it would show like a little aura around that specific part. So you'd have to basically aim for that part. Trust me though, this made you a better hunter, because you'd be fighting a monster that's really, really powerful and you can hardly do any damage to them, but you have to focus on this one spot. It made you play with skill. But yeah, it was one of those things that would test your sanity too. Oh, you did all your ATs solo, Mercy? That's one of those things. I mean, if you got to do it, you got to do it. It does make you a better hunter. I remember so many times I'd have to do everything solo in Monster Hunter because I didn't have internet, or I didn't have internet that worked with Monster Hunter, so I'd have to play it myself. Yeah, Insect Glaive is actually really fun. I played Insect Glaive for most of it was introduced in Monster Hunter 4, right? I think that was when they brought out Insect Glaive. Because by the time Generations came out, with Generations, I was playing Prowler pretty much full time. I went full time Prowler. I love Prowler mode. Oh yeah, Master Rank. That's pretty much how the Monster Hunter community has always had. That's pretty much how we've always like gone through the games. They've always released like a regular Monster Hunter, and then it's you wait a little while. It'll be like a year later. We'll get the G rank version, which is pretty much what this is. And you always think you're really good. You get your skills honed and everything in the base game, and then once the G rank comes out, then you can really get tested. And the G rank is usually where things get really crazy. That's where the developers are like, okay, you guys have had your chance to get used to the game. You know how to play. You've already defeated all this stuff. So now we're just going to dial all the difficulty up.
Do you think people are more familiar with Grimalkin or Millings?
Probably, I would say the community's probably half and half on Grimalkin and Melinx. I prefer the Grimalkin, honestly. From a looks perspective, just because, mainly the like ears. I'm surprised you don't have the furry ear tufts, because those guys have them.
Yeah, they have. He's got them to a degree, but I could do him a little crazier.
Yeah, Capcom kind of forces people to play with skill. It's like, hey, you want to play our game? Okay. You guys can play here. And then all of a sudden, like, as you're going, the playground just gets nastier and nastier. It's almost like you start off and it's like you're in a playground playing with, all your fellow kids. And then it slowly evolves into all of a sudden you and your friends are no longer children anymore. You're now on the battlefield of 300. Yeah, Greatsword and Dual Blades are getting some great touches. I'm really excited to play with Lance in this one. I was a Lance main from the very first Monster Hunter up until Portable, and then at Portable I switched over to Gun Lance and Hammer. So Lance, Gun Lance, Hammer, and Greatsword have been my go-tos. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Lance is getting, because I felt Lance was a little underwhelming in Monster Hunter World. I think the power was just a little bit too low. But the attack cancel is going to be like a huge deal for Greatsword. I thought Greatsword got a really big buff with the shoulder tackle. The shoulder tackle and its invincibility frames makes Greatsword like, it's so OP in my opinion. But I love Greatsword. Oh, I like the little the line you did for the eye. The ray trace.
Oh, thank you.
I really wish they would bring back Prowler mode though. I don't know if you got to try it, Tony, but Prowler mode lets you play as a Palico. You can full time as a Palico. You don't even have to touch your hunter if you don't want to. In my opinion, it was my favorite weapon type of all time. Yeah, shooting the monsters in the certain directions I think is going to be a really big deal with they've I don't know if you guys played the beta. If you did, you'll know what I'm talking about. But in the areas, there's areas where the ground will actually collapse and the monster will take damage by, like, it could be an avalanche or a mudslide. And if you specifically get the monster into that area, it damages them and you're transported to another part of the map. And there's some parts of the map you can only get to by doing this.
Oh, so you think you could trigger those events?
Yeah, like, you remember that mudslide that we triggered?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a fight in the beta. We were fighting a Tigrex, and then Bonbaro came in, because apparently Bonbaro picks on Tigrex. You wouldn't think anyone was a bully of Tigrex, but Bonbaro seems to pick on him. So we're fighting Tigrex, and all of a sudden Bonbaro comes in and starts wailing on Tigrex in next to this tree, and then all of a sudden the ground shakes, like the tree like fell over, and we were just like sucked. It was like a mudslide, a landslide happened beneath us, and we went to this whole new area, and the two of them took a ton of damage because they tumbled down through the mudslide and slid into this new area. So the clutch claw and being able to move them to those kind of pitfalls, I think, is going to be a real big thing for getting like hunts done fast, and it's fun to watch.
Oh man, like a role reversal would be the coolest thing ever. Like, you get to try to kill the hunters. Oh man, that would be so fun. Holy crap. Hunter x Hunter.
A mode where you play as the monster? So you mean like if you could be like an apex predator or something? Although, I mean, it would be kind of funny if you could actually power up, like, take a weaker monster and turn them into something really nasty. You could be like the ultimate Kula Yaku. You're that Kula Yaku that's, or even the Zitzi Yaku. You'd be that Zitzi that's just finally had too much. And yeah, I think that's what they're going for, Tony, with the whole world title. I think what makes it world is because there's such a focus on everything in the world. Like, if you play the other Monster Hunter games, they didn't really have too much of a focus on, like, interaction with the environment until the last two. Like, Generations and Double Cross, they have a bit more focus on it, but it's more like, instead of being a flat plane where you fight the monsters, it's more like, oh, here's more vertical areas. You guys can climb up stuff. There's like canopies of trees and stuff, you know. There's more areas to fight them in, but that's kind of where it stops. Whereas with World, I mean, there's vines they can get stuck in. There's pitfalls everywhere, like the landslides, the avalanches. The world is pretty much alive around you, and there's tons of ways you can integrate it into your fights. And it looks like they're expanding on that in Iceborne a lot. And the world is just as much a part of the hunt as you and the monster.
The Mizutsume fight was, like, not that hard, but his design is just so cool. I'd really like to see him too.
Yeah, Mizutsune is an easy monster to beat, in my opinion. But the way he looks, Mizutsune, what he lacks in strength, he makes up for in sheer style. Mizutsune is like that. He's that pretty boy that comes in. It's like you've got all these real big, tough, muscly jocks and like boxers and military men and stuff. And then you've got this dude who comes in, and while he may not be able to fight you too hard, he's got the style and the class behind him. Like he's got this nice, pretty suit, and He's got all the ladies swooning after him, and he's got bubbles that are the color of pee. Maybe that's not so important, but he will soap your face off and look pretty doing it. Yeah, the battle areas in the rest of the Monster Hunter series are huge. Like, you get a lot of space pretty much everywhere you fight the monsters. One monster I would like to see in this one is, I would love to see Chameleos.
Oh yeah, he's a cool looking one too.
He's really unique though as well. Like, he goes invisible, and for a lot of the fight, he doesn't do much of anything outside of, like, he's got this weird intimidation factor, because he stands still and watches you. Like, he pretty much is just, he'll move around invisibly, and he rarely attacks, but when he does, it's usually something pretty nasty, and he'll just pick you apart. Like, he has the ability to hit you with a status effect that drops your stamina down to nothing. So you have to eat again to be able to move properly. And then he has another status that drops your HP down to like 10%, and then he immediately follows it up with like a little peck and kills you real fast.
Look at them beans.
Looks like Milo's having a bit of a nap dream.
Beans.
As opposed to a waking dream.
Yep.
Full sleep dream. REM sleep.
Full sleep.
I don't know what full sleep is.
Does anybody?
But yeah, if they would bring Prowler mode back, I would be like elated.
That would be really cool.
I'd be dancing in the streets. But I've always got Generations Ultimate for Prowler mode, so. So it looks like we're pretty much done here?
I think so. I mean, there are many things that I could do, but I won't just keep adding details all night. I think it is done enough.
Where are you gonna throw the kitty back games?
Oh, right. Would I even draw anything if I didn't have somebody to remind me to draw?
To what? To draw? Huh?
It's Tuesday? I've got a doodle? What? He's gonna have a little Pivot Games tattoo.
Tony says it came out awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the way the lighting looks. So, maybe this is more like what Mercy was hoping for. This is where you control a monster, and you still have a palico.
Yep. Best of both worlds.
So
Yeah,
you're a
I would-
Narga.
I would totally buy that. Just Capcom just needs to make a Hunter
Hunter. So you go out and you play. I think that would be kind of a cool mode if you were to do like kind of a PvP mode in Monster Hunter. Is like 1 or 2 people playing as monsters against 4 human hunters. I think that would actually be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
But if you could be a Nargacuga with a palico, so then it's like double cat all the way. Catception.
Yeah, I think in the previous games that had Mizu, he was like in a really big space. But if you were in like a cramped area and slipping around, having a hard time controlling your dude, I feel like maybe he would be more powerful.
Yeah, I think Mizutsune would be one of the monsters. Mizutsune and Chameleos both would be monsters that I think would benefit. Like, their power would probably be magnified quite a bit by the environmental mechanics in Monster Hunter World. Because they're designed with, like Mercy said, they're kind of designed with that whole, like, aesthetic or, like, approach of this monster uses the environment to fight you.
Oh, right, Kirby. Let's see. Where can I put him?
Maybe in the adopt somewhere?
Oh.
I mean, the title would actually still work, because if you're a hunter hunting monsters, you are a monster hunter. If you are a monster hunting hunters, you are still a monster hunter.
Oh, sorry. I'll turn this very close up.
I think it looks pretty good close up.
Looks like the Incredibles, whatever.
Oh yeah, their little thing, their logo. He's gonna be the most ridiculously hidden. I mean, he stands out still, but who's gonna be able to
Like,
go
what
in
is
and?
that little yellow dot?
It looks like an eye from a distance. It looks like an
creepy.
eye. Yeah, with Bombro, that is really cool. The way they, I was actually glomming on that with Sash when they first showed him. I was like, man, look at this guy. Like, he actually utilizes the rocks and the things in the environment around you. So you would kind of want to draw him into areas where there were less things that he could use, to kick your butt.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool that you could actually pick up things in the environment and then it would like take it out of the environment, whole trees. Like, That's so cool.
But that's also what caused the landslide that him and Tigrex had such a problem with, because he went over to fight Tigrex because Bonbaro, if you guys played the beta, I thought this was hilarious that Bonbaro would actually go, he would pursue Tigrex wherever he went, and Tigrex would run from him. But yeah, they were fighting on this area that was pretty rocky, and so Bombaro goes up and picks up a rock, and that rock was apparently holding the area together. So that's how the landslide started.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh man, Nergigante would be fun to play. Gets to glide around and stuff.
Where's my Dragonator?
Yeah, I love Nergigante's design. He is super cute.
I'm gonna be honest, if I had to pick a monster to play as, I would be a Kieran.
Yeah, that could be pretty fun.
Man, I would just want to go around doing horsey kicks on everyone and then lighting their day up. I'd just run up and do horsey kicks and bat. Okay, goodbye. Gotcha.
I love Velkhana's design because I like that kind of dragon, but it kind of just looks like a Koosh to me.
Yeah, Velkhana does feel kind of like a Kushala Dauda reskin and just thrown ice. Like, Velkhana almost seems like Velkhana could have been a Kushala Dauda subspecies. Like, you know how you have Teostra and Lunastra? Well, it's kind of like Kushala and Velkhana. Like, they're almost like the same sort of thing. Now, looks-wise, the fight, I haven't seen the fight on. I've seen a few clips from it. It looks like the fight's going to be a lot different than Kush. But visually, it's really just like... it just looks like a subspecies of Kushala. A pretty subspecies. I love the way Velkhana looks. And Velkhana's armor is really cool.
Yeah, the armor is fantastic.
You look like a frozen castle. Like, you actually look like a snow sentinel. Like, with the mask it comes with, it looks like this emotionless face. Almost looks like one of the dragon masks from Skyrim. I'm hoping the fight, though, will be its own unique thing. I'm really hoping they prove that Velkhana is kind of its own dragon rather than a copy of Kushala. I really wish... I do have one complaint about Velkhana. Velkhana's eyes look pretty dang derpy. Like, I don't know if you guys have actually looked at Velkhana's face closely. The yellow eyes with the really big pupils against the white backdrop of the dragon, if you look at it closely, it looks kind of silly to me. Maybe it's just me, but he looks pretty dumb. Like, the eyes just really throw it off. It almost looks like he's making a stupid face at you. They almost come off as like googly eyes to me, because they stand out so much from the rest of his body. Well, Tony, if that poster that everyone's been keeping their eyes on comes true, and they bring the Fatalis back, then that is the ultimate elder. The Fatalis family is not to be trifled with. Those are some nasty dragons.
Are they fancy looking?
And Fatalis comes in a variety of flavors, too, that all fight differently. You've got the black Fatalis, which was great with melee and fireballs. You've got the red Fatalis, which was huge on area of effect attacks and raining fire down on everyone. You've got the white Fatalis, which is like the ultimate Elder Dragon in difficulty, in my opinion, in the whole series. The white Fatalis used lightning and was pretty much a big... He used Game Shark. I hated white Fatalis. White Fatalis was nasty. And then there was also the Dire Morales, which was the final dragon in Try. Was it Try? It was Try, yes.
Which one again?
Try. Dire Morales. No, Try was Sea Deus and Abyssal Legiacris. So.
And Elatrion. Elatrion would be really cool.
Yeah, this game could use Elatrion. Dire Morales was the final monster in... That's bugging me.
Dire Morales? He's like...
Monster Hunter 4. It was 4. Yeah, the final one in 4. Yeah, the frames per second probably will dip into nothing with Fatalis. Oh, this is one of the Monster Hunter songs that you can hear in the Gathering Hub. Yeah, with White Fatalis, the lightning would pretty much kill you in one hit. The big thing, though, was that halfway through, he goes into armor mode, and armor mode means that almost everything, if you don't have Mind's Eye, you're gonna bounce. All of your attacks will bounce, and he takes like half damage from everything. So the second half of the fight was actually, that triggers when he gets to 50% hit points, and it stays. It's a permanent mode, so it makes the rest of the fight really difficult. Oh, Milo's a dreamin'.
Oh, I wish his tail was in the shot. It keeps going.
I think this might be Monster Hunter. It's starting to sound like it's not.
What the video they got going in the background is doing me confused. I don't know what that's about. Like some ink blots or something?
Well, all right, guys. I think we've already been finished on this one for a little while now. So.
Oh yeah, I've just been enjoying the Monster Hunter talk.
Yep. And Milo's been enjoying his nap. He's really into it.
And he's out cold.
He's getting serenaded by this Russian singer, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't hear it well enough. Can't tell.
She's got a nice symphony orchestra going with her, though. Well, alrighty, guys, we're gonna go ahead and head on out. Like I said, we're gonna be starting this up on Wednesday next week, so we're gonna be switching to that. It should be around 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, the same. If we make any changes to that, we'll throw it into all the social media and let you guys know. We appreciate you guys coming out and spending time with us tonight, though.
Oh, I was just agreeing.
Oh, okay. Outside of that, thank you for dropping by, guys. Don't shut down the stream, just leave you here with Milo.
We'll just sit here and play games and go about our lives and just have a Milo stream.
There's actually channels that do that, like those cat channels.
Oh yeah,
you ever seen any of those? They have cameras on their, like, they'll have like a cat room, like a cat playroom. And they'll have cameras that are on for like 24/7, and it just, whatever happens, you can just come in and watch.
Oh, Joe looks, thank you.
Yeah, it was fun talking with you guys. I'm not sure what YouTube's doing now, so
Yeah, it went to a weird place.
I don't know where it went to. Suddenly it's playing.
They're playing with Silly Putty.
It's silly putty Japanese music videos now. Okay, YouTube. Well, alrighty, guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you for dropping in. We love you guys. And if you guys, for any of you who might be watching this after the fact, we love you guys as well. Appreciate you dropping in. What we ask for around here, though, is if it's within your means, consider adopting or rescuing an animal. ASPCA.org, petfinder.com. You can also Google local animal rescue and adoption options near you. If you can't bring one home due to allergies, living conditions, what have you, there's other ways you can show your love. What are some of those?
You can also go volunteer, still spend time with the guys, or you can donate money, old blankets, clothes. They can use all that kind of stuff.
Yep, so if you've got love to give, there's plenty of ways to show it, plenty of ways to give it, and there's always plenty of animals out there who could use that love. So, speaking of love, we love you guys, and remember, buy your fun, not your fam. Adopt, don't shop. We will see you next time. And as far as a 24-hour Milo stream, we'll throw around some ideas and see what the board bounces back at us. Night, you guys. Love ya.
Thank you, Mercy. Nighty night.